Chair will show, and please remain right there, ma'am. I'm just going to finish out this panel. Chair will show Cyrus Reed, registered to testify on behalf of the Lone Star chapter of the Sierra Club, neutral on the revised congressional redistricting plan, but not testifying. Chair calls Andre Triber. Chair will show Andre Triber, registered to testify on behalf of herself on the revised congressional redistricting plan, but not testifying. Chair calls Heather Herman. Chair will show Heather Herman, registered to testify on behalf of herself on the revised congressional redistricting plan, but not testifying. Members, any questions for this panel? Seeing none, you're excused. Thank you, ma'am. Give me one more. Chair calls Emily French, Daniela Hernandez, David Chinkanchan, and Colin Steele. Please make your way in. We'll give you about a minute here. Make sure you have an opportunity for the overflow to come. Emily French, Daniela Hernandez, David Chinkanchan, and Colin Steele. Anyone in the overflow rooms, if we call your names, just go ahead and maybe just be in the hallway or nearby. We can kind of close this out. Okay. Wait for Emily French. All right. Ma'am, what's your name?
I'm Emily French.
Perfect. Chair calls Emily French. Ms. French, I show you registered to testify on behalf of Common Cause Texas on the revised congressional redistricting plan. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And
Please.
if I'm out of breath, it's just my passion for the topic.
You're good. Please give us your testimony.
Thank you so much. We're thankful for this opportunity to testify before you today. However, it's not enough. As you've heard time and time again, we believe this redistricting process is rushed and unfair. Texas has a history of producing racially discriminatory maps that pack, crack, and disenfranchise communities of color. The passion. We can only fix that history by drawing maps with care. Unfortunately, I do not see care being taken in this process. Drawing maps with care takes time. You can't squeeze months of testimony into only 3 hearings, especially when you limit it to 5 hours. You cannot squeeze months of robust debate and negotiation into only 30 days. So many Texans are here today to make their voices heard, and so many of us will go home without the committee calling our name. Many more are hard at work today in other areas of the state, unable to tell you that they oppose this process. You are silencing them too. Drawing maps with care also requires transparency. This committee is soliciting testimony on redistricting, but the public has yet to see a single map proposed by a legislator. We sincerely hope that you will also hear testimony on the actual maps, not just on the idea of drawing them. Drawing maps with care takes travel. This committee is only holding hearings in Austin, Houston, and Arlington. So far, not too late. What about the Rio Grande Valley, which President Trump identified as a possible target for redrawing? What about cities with significant black populations like Prairie View and Beaumont? What about voters out in El Paso, up in Amarillo, down in Corpus Christi? What about my parents in Wichita Falls? They love to have opinions on things. I bet they would have an opinion on redistricting too. These communities deserve a chance to speak, and this chamber has not provided one. It is not too late to slow down. It is not too late to put more time, transparency, and public availability into this process. I respectfully urge this committee to preserve the voice and vote of every Texan. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. French. Members, any questions for this witness? Chair recognizes Mr. Manuel to question the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mine is really more of a statement.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for mentioning Jefferson County, because most people don't realize that we were redistricted and that we lost significant population, and we are the only majority minority county area in that area, and there is enough representation for there to be a coalition district that no one ever decides to put together, because rural black and brown people don't need the same kind of representation all the time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, any other questions? Stay right there just in case somebody changes their mind. I'm going to finish this panel. Chair calls Daniela Hernandez. And if David Chinkanchan or Colin Steele are in the room, if you'll go ahead and come on up to the front. Okay. Chair calls Daniela Hernandez. I show you registered as Daniela Hernandez, testifying on behalf of the Workers' Defense Action Fund and yourself on the revised congressional redistricting plan. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Please give us your testimony.
Good evening, Chair and members of the committee. My name is Daniela Hernandez. I'm the State Legislative Coordinator for Workers' Defense Action Fund, and I'm testifying on the legislature's attempt to redistrict our congressional districts mid-census. We are strongly opposed these efforts, and we want to be clear that this is a blatant attack on our elections, attempting to rig them to increase Republican representation in Congress by removing power from communities of color. This is a shameful attack and blatant racial discrimination. Elections are meant for people to use their power to choose their electeds, not the other way around. What this effort is doing is ensuring that elected officials are able to cherry pick their own voters. For the past few years, the state has been arguing that they did not rely on race to create the current districts we have. And now that the state has decided to flip-flop and claim that they did racially gerrymander their current maps, and now we need new maps. The truth is that these new proposed maps will only further suppress the voting power of people of color. Our maps should be fair and should be drawn independently, reflecting the diversity of our state. The fact is that this attempt to do this mid-decade redistricting is being rammed through, moving at an incredibly fast pace for something that will have consequences for several years to come. In a time where Texans are still hurting, still grieving the lives lost to the devastating floods that happened not even a month ago, our legislature should be focused on providing solutions to that, providing emergency preparedness, flood relief, and many other things that Texans currently need, not by blindly following what bureaucrats in Washington want the state to do. I don't remember a time when Texas has ever just willy-nilly let Washington told us what to do. Texans from across the state deserve to have their voices heard on the new proposed maps. We first need to wait for the current court case to play out, and if and when the court says we need to redraw these maps, the legislature must hold public hearings with the maps drawn across the state so all Texans have the opportunity to share their voice. Thank you for the opportunity to testify. Thanks.
Thank you for your testimony. Chair, what's your name?
David Chinkanchan.
Okay. Chair calls David Chinkanchan. Show you registered to testify on behalf of the Workers' Defense Action Fund and yourself on the revised congressional redistricting plan. Is that correct?
That's right.
Please give us your testimony.
Good evening. My name is David Chinkanchan, and I serve as the Policy Director for Workers' Defense Action Fund. Earlier, we heard the reason you're here is because of a letter the DOJ sent our state. Whether that's the case or not, I think you can answer for yourselves. But I want to explain what this looks like to the public through the lens of common sense. Most of you don't seem to want to do this. Our Texas congressional delegation, Republicans and Democrats alike, don't seem to want you to do this. And most importantly, Texans don't want you to do this. Texans want you to focus on the issues impacting them and their families. So then why are we actually here? There may be pretext, but there's no justification. As has been reported widely, it's most likely because Governor Abbott got a phone call from someone who has shown there's no line he won't cross to hold on to that power that he has, even if it means blatantly attacking our freedoms and our fundamental democratic rights, and even if it means intimidating others like you to do the same. Now, Governor Abbott has issued his proclamation ordering you to be in this room today to do his dirty work for him. And I do mean dirty work, because the president's team has demanded that you serve up 5 more Texas congressional seats to him on a silver platter. It doesn't take a demographer to know that squeezing 5 more seats out of Texas can only be done if you drag us all back into a past era of racial segregation and poll taxes by adopting what would be the most racially discriminatory maps our state has seen in ages. There are still people missing in Kerr County. Millions of Texans are on the verge of losing their health care. Today, we had our first heat-related death of the year in Dallas County. We have heat waves coming this summer that will disrupt business operations and result in the deaths of workers just like they did last time. And while Texans are dying, suffering, and hurting, this is how you're choosing to spend your time. The least you can do for Texans who entrusted you with these positions is to dig deep as you need to find the courage to stand against this dictate, to defend our Texas democracy, and to do what's right by Texans. Please put an end to undermining our Texas democracy immediately.
Thank you for your testimony. Members, any questions for this panel? Chair calls Colin Steele. Is Colin Steele present? Chair will show Colin Steele register to testify on behalf of himself on the revised congressional redistricting plan, but not testifying. This panel is excused. Thank you very much. Members, not at this time. Members, the time for public testimony at today's hearing has concluded. I want to thank you for all who testified. We had set out in the notice, and the intent is to treat every in-person hearing that we have here, both in Austin and in Houston and in Arlington, equally. And so that is the reason that we're ceasing public testimony today, pursuant to notice. The gallery will maintain decorum. The electronic portal for today's hearing will close right after we adjourn. Now, if you registered to testify, but we were not able to reach you today, or you had more to say, please bring your written testimony that was set out in the notice. Please bring it up to the clerk. That will be scanned and given to the members of the committee, who also have your contact information and can ask you any questions. So I welcome you at this time, or at any time. We'll stick around for a little while. Please bring your written testimony up front. We would love to have that to you. Again, we're going to scan that and give that to all the members of the committee. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank all the members for being here. I appreciate the questions and the decorum. There being no further business before the committee, Mr. Rosenthal, for what purpose?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to formally move to extend time by at least 1 hour to allow more Texans.
The gentleman is not recognized. Maintain decorum. The gentleman is not recognized for that motion at this time. The chair moves that the House Select Committee on Congressional Redistricting stand adjourned, subject to the call of the chair.
Objection.
Is there objection?
Object.
Objection has been made. The question occurs on whether the House Select Committee on Congressional Redistricting will stand adjourned, subject to the call of the chair. This is not a debatable motion. The clerk.
I don't want to debate, but I would like to say something right quick before we actually do that.
We can't, while I've called for a vote and a motion is pending, we can't speak on anything. It's a non-debatable motion.
Mr. Speaker,
Under
Chair,
Rule 7, Section 1A.
we had requested to speak before you had.
You are not recognized at this time.
Thank you very much.
I just want to make an announcement to the public. I don't want to actually debate the motion.
I can't. The clerk will call the roll. So just so we're clear, the question before the body is a motion to adjourn. A vote yes is to adjourn. A vote no is not to adjourn. The clerk will call the roll.
Chair Fasut,
Aye.
Vice Chair Rosenthal, Representative Garcia, nay. Representative Guerin, Representative Guerin, Representative Gervin Hawkins, nay. Representative Guerra, Representative Guerra, Representative Guillen, Representative Hefner, Representative Hickland, Representative Hunter, Representative Manuel, Representative McQueenie, Representative Metcalf, Representative Moody, Representative Pearson, Representative Spiller, Representative Tepper, Representative Thompson, Representative Turner, Representative Wilson, Representative Wu.
No. We will be meeting downstairs in the Legislative Conference Center for anyone else who wants to testify. It's on the first floor, one floor down.
E2.002 is the room number?
It's on the first floor. You go downstairs in the extension.
Okay. There being 11 votes in favor, 7 votes against, the motion prevails, and the House Select Committee on Congressional Redistricting stands adjourned, subject to the call of the chair.
If you would like to keep testifying, come down.